Welcome back to a new episode of Canto Be Like, a Cantonese and English bilingual podcast aiming to teach you Cantonese and Hong Kong culture. I'm your host Venus, a native Cantonese speaker from Hong Kong but grew up in the UK. Today's is our 7th episode of the podcast, and we are going to talk about a very important topic, which is getting around Hong Kong. For those of you who are new to our podcast, we usually do a 3-episode series on a topic, including one in English, one entirely in Cantonese, and one in a mix of English and Cantonese, which is this one. So the English one will be a chit-chat session, just me talking about the topic and the culture. And the listening is completely in Cantonese, trying to get you up to speed with the vocabulary and the way native Cantonese speaker speaks. And you will already have a foundation from the first chit-chat session to understand the listening. And the final episode is me teaching you Cantonese vocabulary and phrases with explanation in English. And in today's episode, I've prepared 12 phrases and around 30 new words related to getting around in Hong Kong, which I hope will be helpful for you. And I know some of you would like to have some learning material, so I've also prepared a transcript for you, which you can find in the link in the description down below. Without further ado, let's dive in. So first and foremost, I think it's important for us to know what the public transports are called in Cantonese. And on the top of my list, I have MTR, which is our metro or subway, and we call it Day Teat. I repeat, Day Teat. So Day Teat means the first character means ground, and teat is iron or like steel. So you can think of it like a steel or like a metal thing that goes on underground. So Day Teat. Next up, I have a also very popular mode of transportation, which is bus. And I will teach it along with minibus because they share a same character, which is ba. So bus is ba si. I repeat, ba si. And minibus is xiu ba. I repeat, xiu ba. So ba si, which is bus, is actually a phonetic translation of bus. Ba si bus, ba si bus. So yeah, because back in the days, we were a colony of Hong Kong. The UK. Hong Kong was the colony of the UK. So we do have a lot of loan words from English. And minibus is xiu ba, and the first character xiu means mini. So minibus is xiu ba. And next off, I'm going to teach you how to say taxi, which is taxi. Taxi. Again, this is a loan word from English because taxi and taxi sounds very familiar, right? And then I'm going to teach you how to say tram, which is only available on Hong Kong Island. And tram is 電車. 電車. However, local usually call it ding ding because of the sound it makes. So tram is also ding ding, ding ding. And along with ding ding, ferry is also a tourist favorite, the Star Ferry. So ferry is 渡輪. 渡輪. And Star Ferry, we call it 天星小輪. 天星小輪. Alright guys, you're doing amazing. So let's have a little summary of what we've learned. So 1. MTR is dated. 2. Bus is 巴士. 3. Minibus 小巴. 4. Taxi 的士. And 5. Tram 電車. And alternatively, you can say ding ding. So just ding ding. And 6. Ferry 渡輪. And the bonus star ferry is 天星小輪. So now we've learned to say different transports in Cantonese. I would like to teach you 3 phrases that will use these vocabularies. The first phrase means I want to go to a certain place. What transport should I take? And the sentence goes like this. 我想去 the place. 應該搭咩車? So the phrase actually comes in 2 parts. Part 1 is I want to go. 我想去. And the second part is what transport should I take? 應該搭咩車? But in the first part, you actually need to say I want to go to a place, right? So 我想去一個地方. And now I will use central 中環 as an example. 我想去中環應該搭咩車? 我想去中環應該搭咩車? And I will say it as how a local would say it at normal speed. 我想去中環應該搭咩車? So the next sentence is to ask if a bus would go to a certain place. So it goes like this. 依架巴士去唔去 name of the place? I repeat. 依架巴士去唔去? 依架巴士去唔去? So let's continue using central 中環 as an example. And if we want to ask if this bus goes to central, we can say 呢架巴士去唔去中環? 呢架巴士去唔去中環? And at normal speed, 呢架巴士去唔去中環? And the final phrase is to do with dated. Remember what that is? Dated. So MTR. So is to ask how to go to a certain station on the MTR. So let's use central 中環 as an example again. 地鐵中環站點去? I repeat. 地鐵中環站點去? So it's just asking how to get to central station. 地鐵中環站點去? Since so much getting around Hong Kong involves dated, MTR, I'm going to teach you a couple of new words regarding to dated. So the first one is platform, 月台. 月台. And the second is train compartment or carriage. We call it 車廂. And the frequency of the train is 班次. And to transfer from to a different line is 轉車. Or you can say 轉線. So 轉 is actually the verb of to change. So it's actually to change a car or to change a line. Then I'm gonna teach you what turnstile or gate is called in Cantonese. It's 閘. So you can think of it as like a very unique sound to Cantonese. It's like we call it yap yum, which is like going inward, like up. Yeah, it's a bit like hiccup, but it's a very unique sound to Cantonese that a lot of people find hard to master. So 閘. Okay, practice that. And then I'm going to teach you how to say enter the gate, which is 入閘. And exit the gate is 出閘. Alright, let's do a little summary of the words before we move on to the phrases. So platform is 月台. Train compartment 車廂. Frequency of the train 班次. To transfer from a line to a different line 轉車. Or you can say 轉線. And enter the gate 入閘. Exit the gate 出閘. So the first phrase we're going to learn is when is the next train going to arrive? And it's a little bit specific. It's actually asking in how many minutes because data is just so efficient in Hong Kong. So it goes like this. 下一班車幾分鐘後到? 下一班車幾分鐘後到? And at normal speed, 下一班車幾分鐘後到? The second phrase is actually asking people if the station allows you to change to a different line. Because as you know, like metro stated has a lot of lines. So you can say 呢個站可唔可以轉線㗎? 呢個站可唔可以轉線㗎? That was a very slow version. Nobody speaks like that. So after you have mastered the pronunciation of the characters, it sounds more like this. 呢個站可唔可以轉線㗎? 呢個站可唔可以轉線㗎? And the next phrase is actually something you will hear in the MTR announcement, which is you cannot eat or drink inside the station or the train. So it goes like this. 地鐵站內請勿飲食. And I'm not gonna repeat the slow version again because you are not likely to be saying this phrase. You're just going to hear it at normal speed in the announcement. So 地鐵站內請勿飲食。地鐵站內請勿飲食。And to throw in an extra, MTR usually asks you to stand behind a yellow line when you're waiting for the train to arrive. So it just goes like, please stand behind the yellow line when the train is approaching. Something like that. And in Cantonese is 請勿在黃線內候車。請勿在黃線內候車。So moving on to our third section, which is vocabulary and phrases related to bus. The first is getting on the bus, 上車，上車。And getting off the bus is 落車，落車。And bus driver is 車長，車長。So I actually want to explain a little bit about this because it's a common pattern in Cantonese vocabulary. So 車 is car and 長 is the person in charge. So a class monitor would be 班長 using the same second character 長, meaning the person in charge. And moving on to sectional fare, which is 分段收費，分段收費。And the last bus of the day is 尾班車，尾班車。And in Hong Kong, the buses are usually double-deckers, just like London, I guess. And it's called 雙層巴士，雙層巴士。And the last one is estimated time of arrival, ETA. So 預計到站時間，預計到站時間。A quick summary as before. So get on the bus is 上車，上車。Get off the bus 落車，落車。Bus driver 車長，車長。Sectional fare 分段收費，分段收費。The last bus 尾班車，尾班車。Double-decker bus 雙層巴士，雙層巴士。ETA 預計到站時間，預計到站時間。And the first phrase is asking if the bus is going to a certain place. So the structure is like this. 請問呢架車去唔去 And then the name of the place. 請問呢架車去唔去 The name of the place. And let's use Central as an example. 請問呢架車去唔去中環？請問呢架車去唔去中環？ The second phrase is, I want to go to a certain place. Which stop should I get off? So the structure is 我想去 name of the place 要喺邊個站落車我想去 place 要喺邊個站落車 So let's use Central as an example again 我想去中環要喺邊個站落車我想去中環要喺邊個站落車 And the final phrase is very commonly used on the bus, which is asking for the driver if there are still seats. So it goes like this. 車長，仲有冇位啊？車長， 仲有冇位啊? And I want to throw in an extra announcement phrase using the vocab we've learned, which is 分段收費. Remember what that is? 分段收費. Sectional fare. So the announcements goes like this. 本班車設有分段收費. 本班車設有分段收費. So it's literally saying this bus has sectional fare. So it will, as it approaches the destination, the fare is gonna go down. Arriving at our final section, which is about paying for your transportation. So in Hong Kong, we usually use the Octopus card, and it's like a metro card, but you can also use it to buy things from convenience store and supermarket, or sometimes you can even use it at restaurants. So it's very versatile, very useful, and a must-have if you are living in Hong Kong. But yeah, let's start on the vocabulary. So Octopus card is called 八達通. 八達通. And we need to top up and add value from time to time to 八達通. So to top up is 增值. 增值. And I want to explain a little bit. So 增 is to add, and 值 is the value. So it literally means add value. And you need to tap the 八達通 when you 入閘, enter the gate. So tap the card is 拍卡. And to tie all three vocabs we have learned, we can say 入閘要拍卡, 要入閘要拍八達通卡. Alright, and then the next one is balance. 餘額. 餘額. The character 餘 means remaining, and 額 is amount, so literally is remaining amount. Balance. 餘額. And the final vocab is deposit, because you need to pay a deposit to get your 八達通. So deposit is 按金. 按金. So a little summary of the words before we move on to the phrases. Octopus card, 八達通. 八達通. Top up, 增值. 增值. Tap the card, 拍卡. 拍卡. Balance, 餘額. 餘額. Deposit, 按金. 按金. So when your 八達通 runs out of value, you need to 增值, right? Well, I mean, if your Octopus card runs out of value, you need to top up. How would you say that? 我想增值 the amount of money, 蚊. 我想增值 蚊. So let's say you want to top up $200, it would be 我想增值200蚊. 我想增值200蚊. And the reason why you need to 增值 top up is because you don't have any money in your card. 冇錢. So you would say 我張八達通冇錢要增值. Meaning my Octopus card doesn't have money, so I need to top up. So you would say 我張八達通冇錢要增值. 我張八達通冇錢要增值. And the third phrase is actually quite advanced, because it uses quite like a compound sentence structure. But I think we are a very smart bunch of Cantonese learners, so I want to throw this in. So it means that I want to return my Octopus card to get my deposit back. Quite complicated, right? But I think it's quite useful to learn, especially if you want your money back, right? So it goes like this. 我想退還八達通攞返啲按金. Sounds like a tongue twister, I know. So I will say slowly. 我想退還八達通攞返啲按金. 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 Alright guys, this is it. This is all we need to learn today. Thanks for sticking with me till the end and hanging out with me learning some Cantonese and Hong Kong culture. As promised, I will try to make a transcript for this episode so that you can have some learning material to go with the audio. So thanks for listening and see you next time. Take care. Bye.